The Android smartwatch featured in today's video is a production unit of the LEMFO LEMX and comes to us from Banggood. Deep appreciation to Banggood for sending this production unit out to let us show you the differences between this and the original prototype review. Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're actually doing an unboxing part 2 of the LEMFO LEMX. I'm going to do a quick thing with you today because this is an exception video. What has changed since the first review of this watch and the production unit that you will be getting when you buy it? Right off the bat, you see there's a sketch in here that wasn't in the original. It's a sketch for removing the SIM card cover. You see, they found they could get better waterproofing for the whole thing if they fixed the back cover and made it really tight. But in doing that, you can't quite use your fingernail to lift it up. So there's a little tool now that's included when you buy the LEMX. You're about to see that. And here's a sketch for how you use it to get into that compartment to put in your SIM card. And then when you push it down, it's going to give you extra waterproofing. Not only that, you got the tool for prying open and removing the bands. I guess a lot of folks were having some challenges there. So you've got a little tool to do it now. It doesn't have those quick release tabs on the bands, but they're standard bands. And if you've ever taken a watch band off before, you probably can do it with this one. That's the first thing. Then you get into the actual watch itself and the packaging, and inside here, the charger, which hasn't changed. It's still the same thing. A manual, and here's the bag of goodies. There's a little prying screwdriver. It's unique now. Look at this. You may want to keep this for any of your other watches. That's what you're going to do when you take the band off. Slide in there, and you can pull back that little retractable pin and get in there, as well as replace the band with another one and, put it back in again. So you got that tool, and you have this thing here that has this little pry up. Okay, Mr. Tix will show you. We open up the band, we get down here. It's as simple as making sure you get this underneath here and then lift it. He says, SIM open. There. Okay, I've got it up. Oh, look at that. I had a little cover on the heart rate monitor. Well, check yours to make sure you take that off. You don't want that plastic to stay on there. Okay, now I'm inside. And you see the micro SIM and how you can put it in there. And yeah, they've really made this secure for waterproofing. So you really can take this thing in water. And then you snap it back into position solidly like that. Okay, we've covered that, we've covered that. Let's take off the protective plastic, and now we get to the other changes which are internal. To do that, I need to grab the other LEMX. Now this was the original prototype of the LEMX sent directly from LEMFO. We've already done a review on. Check the show notes and you can click on links to take you over to watch that review. We're not going to redo everything in that here. However, I do want to make sure that you're aware that this one, I showed you right at the beginning, this little sheet from Banggood, the production unit, the exact kind that you would get when you order it, is the one that we're showing today and comparing the differences with the early prototype. And we're only able to do that because Banggood was willing to send us a unit to use in this video. So please, if you're interested, check the show notes down below and consider buying it from Banggood, because they've gone out on a limb to send me a second one for this. All right, let's first of all turn them both on at the same time, see if there's any differences. Now I will tell you, I've kind of preset this whole thing up. I went into both of them to make sure that the volumes are adjusted full loud, so that the volumes will be the same. Not sure you can hear the difference. Sorry about the horrific reflections. This is a super huge screen, 2 of them. Oh, look at that. New one's booting up sooner. Oh, you know what? I don't hear sound on this one. Maybe the sound was turned off in the settings. but you just heard it on this one. There's just a little beep at the very beginning. Okay, they're coming alive, and this one's come up with its first screen, and now this one. So they've done a bit of speed improvement. The prototype is a little bit slower. Of course, I've got it loaded with a few more things in here as well. But let's walk through and show you the differences. When you scroll down, there's no difference here. Everything looks basically the same. This is all the same here. Yeah, you see that? That's where I had the quiet mode on. So quiet mode is off on that. Quiet mode is off on that. Thought I had them matched up, but anyway, the loudness is the same on both of them. You have the cleanup thing here that will automatically clean everything, and music player, and here you have weather, and I actually have weather set for my area on this one if I were to scroll over. So all of that's identical. The changes get in now when you actually go into your apps, which I have set to show you in a scrolling list, that as you go through these, you have settings, which I'm going to go back to. Uh-oh, I must have touched it. Browser. Uh-oh, look, it's timing out and going back on its own on both of them. I didn't know it'll do that. All right, here's where I wanted to get to. You see I have Translate here that I don't have here. This is the first thing. There's a new Google Translator in here. And as I get into that, I'm going to show you, you'll also see this online when you look at the Banggood listing. Here's a little piece from it that they have set it up so that you can do translation. We've covered this app before in other watches. It's really easy to use. You do some pre-setup. You, of course, need to be on the internet. You can say what you want to convert to. Here, you can download languages so you can do it offline, like English and Spanish. You say done, it'll make 42K and set you up to do that language offline and so forth. So the Translate app is new, and that's installed directly. Oh, look at this. You can sign in. That's right. You got all this stuff when you do a slide to the side. It's the basic Google Translator. It's just the app is in here. Are you left out in the cold if you don't have it in a prototype or yours didn't come with it? Not at all. You can simply go and download it from the Google Play Store. Just look for Google Translate. Or you may want to do a firmware update, and that's going to be important when it comes to some of the other stuff. So you want to go into settings on your watch right now if you have this one. If you don't, when you get yours, make sure that what you're about to see is correct on yours. I'm going to go all the way down to About Watch. I'm going to get into here on both of them, and I'm going to take you all the way down to the kernel and the build number. Can you see those? Okay, this is like August the 30th. And this is September the 20th. These are the versions. So the prototype has older firmware on it. I should be able to update it by going into Wireless Update, checking for updates. That's kind of washed out on the screen, but it says that. But it says your device is currently up to date. Now, that's probably because this was a prototype. Yours should go in and automatically invoke an update if there's one waiting for you. And then you can update it to at least this version, September 20th firmware. Okay? Because that's what you want to be on in order to have a fix to the heart rate monitor. I'm going to get it ready there, and I'm going to get it ready here. Heart rate monitor. Can you imagine me doing all of this level on all these different watches for every little firmware update? It just ain't going to happen. But I am doing it on this one. Quit it! There we go. Heart rate monitor. Because there have been some significant changes to these watches. I just put on the heart rate monitor. Now, notice first of all, you got the glowing green diode, but this one goes into a flickering mode. This one does not. The prototype didn't have a fully functional heart rate thing, and I kind of dissed it in the review because if you watch, it'll actually start taking the heart rate of thin air, whereas this one won't. So as they're doing their attempted reading, this one like goes off crazy. It also does that when you were doing the fitness. If you went into the fitness programs and you're doing those, you'd get heart rate readings whether or not you're wearing the watch. They're aware of it. It's been totally fixed. It's now operating properly. It's going to give you a heart rate if you touch the sensor and give it a few moments, and then you're going to get a legitimate and hopefully accurate heart rate measurement. But the other one would take a heart rate of just the thin air, and that's not right. I'm glad we kind of called it on them. I'm glad others did, and I'm glad they found the problem and have fixed it. All right, there it goes finally, and it'll go on until it. And neat, I took my finger away and it stopped immediately. So major improvement in the health management aspect is the repair to the heart rate monitor. As far as the watch faces go, they're pretty much, as far as I can tell, identical. They didn't do any changes to any of the watch faces. It's all been bug fixes, basically, and the addition of the Translate program. So if you're interested in this LEMX, which is a phenomenal large screen watch with lots of capabilities, the tighter SIM card cover going to help you out with the waterproofing stability. You got a lot of nice possibilities now, and you can pick it up right away. It's available, the LEMX from LEMFO through Banggood, our sponsor, who brought us this one so you could see these differences. Thank you so much, Banggood, for your trust and support and help to the community. And we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.